complain.
There you go. We did talk a little college football, which was fun. You know, the college football 27 and all the controversy there, which which we'll get into. The people win. The We Want Cody movement for your wrestling fans basically moved into video games. So that was fun.
CFB pay, or is it play don't pay or whatever it was?
Something like that. But it is going to be back. Had a nice vacation and just kind of a break, which, you know, everybody knows everybody needs, and including me and, you know, a lot of you out there. And so it was nice. Went to the beach, Pensacola. I will say I hadn't really been there a whole lot until the last few years, and I think it's my beach.
Pensacola?
That
is the home of your OTC.
It is.
So there you go. Congratulations.
I think he did. He went to high school there.
He did.
Yeah. So
there you go. You were on the island of relevance.
I was on the island of relevance. I knew it was like I kept throwing the ones up and everybody threw them back. So
there you go.
They knew.
They know.
But yeah, so it was nice, and I know missed a lot, but it is that time of year where sports takes a little bit of a break. I've been hardcore into the World Cup though, even with the US out.
Me too.
I have been really entertained with it and watching. But I will say, after the US loss, I was like, let's go. Give me the football. It's time. You know, so
well, I've started doing the thing I do for March Madness when my team is out, which is pretty early recently. But you know, once the US was out, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna cheer for the best teams at this point, just because I want to see the best matchups. And I think with this 4 that you have now, I think you got it.
I guess I'm pulling for Messi.
That's kind of, I don't really care.
Yeah, again, I mean, I just like, he's so much fun to watch, and I think he's coming back to Geodis in like a couple weeks or whatever. But I'm just so like appreciative of his talent that I'm kind of going for him. But like Norway was a fun story. Holland's such a badass.
Oh, he's awesome.
So Norway was fun. But yeah, I don't know. I'm enjoying it, and it'll wrap up this weekend, I guess. And
I think so.
Yeah. So it's been cool. It's definitely been nice to have something. You know, I love baseball, but other than baseball,
they picked the perfect time.
Oh yeah, to keep my attention. So, and then you know, I'm into NASCAR. They raced. You know,
I heard it was a crazy race last night.
Yeah, it was well into the night. I fell asleep, which is, you know, kind of funny, but I did fall asleep. I knew I had an early day, and so I did that. But Ryan Blaney gets the win, so that was cool to see him get the dub at Atlanta, or Echo Park Speedway. But so there's a lot of fun things. But we got the Titans coming up with training camp here in a couple of weeks, and we got some Titans things to get into today. John McClain going to join us at 2:00, but Joe usually does this, so I will let you do it. What is our question of the day?
Wow, what an honor. I mean, I kind of took that reign last week. Frazier and I split carries on that. But without further ado, last night I was just kind of, you know, trying to find something on. There was no soccer on. Baseball wasn't really on, or not a game I really cared about watching. So I ended up on the AMC channel, and they were showing the Back to the Future trilogy.
Oh.
And I watched I got sucked in. I watched the entire first one, and I thought to myself, this is just a perfect movie. Like, there is nothing I can find wrong with this movie. So our question of the day, sponsored by possibly you, I learned from the best.
Together at cromwellmedia.com.
What is a perfect movie?
Ah, that's a good one. So to me, like, I would say that Back to the Future that's a really good one. Like, that is totally up there. You know, a perfect movie is, it gets your attention from the very beginning. It holds your attention throughout. It's got twists, turns. Like, I like movies where I think I figured it out and then it throws a curveball at me, like those. I mean, I would say mine is A Few Good Men. Like,
that's a great one.
I think that is a fantastic. I mean, Jack Nicholson plays the ultimate, like, you know, grizzled military veteran a-hole.
Yeah.
You know, and then Tom Cruise, you know, does a really good job as the young gun lawyer. So I mean, I say that one, but I think there's a lot of places you can go with this of what makes the perfect movie.
Yeah, that's why I kind of thought of it.
Yeah, no, it's good. 615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. We will get your answers throughout the show. It is a Reaction Monday presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. A few texts have already come in. 3114 says, was stationed at Naval Air Station Pensacola for a little bit. Did you make your ways to McGuire's Irish Pub to get an Irish wake? I didn't get an Irish wake, but we did go to McGuire's. One of the best steaks I've ever had.
Really?
Fantastic.
I'm a big
So
steak
good.
guy, so that's
It was a
exciting.
ribeye, and they did it in the cast iron. Like, so good. So a few people coming in with the perfect movie. 3569, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Oh, that's a good one, though.
It's all right. Not for me.
1880, Forrest Gump.
Okay.
That's a good one.
I like that one.
Devin from Dover says The Mummy.
The original one
in 99.
with Brendan Fraser?
Yeah.
That one's great.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a really good one. 3337, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, the first one.
Those are okay. I was always more of a Wayne's World guy, so
yeah.
that's perfect movie.
Adam in Portland. I haven't seen text from Adam in a while. Hi, Adam. Shawshank Redemption. No improvements needed. It's factual, and the cast was perfect. Andy Dufresne, Doug Wall for 20 years. That is one of my all-time favorites.
I love Shawshank. It's fantastic.
He was a tall drink of water.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman. Oh, it's fantastic.
So good. And then I always forget the name of the guy that played the warden. He did a great job too. But yeah. So keep those coming. 615-737-1025. Did I miss anything crazy? Like I feel like, I was wondering, do the Titans announce a Skoronski extension? Because we got the we got the Jeffrey Simmons extension, which should have been the first one.
Yeah, nothing crazy. I mean, it's list season, so you have people melting down about lists. Like the NFL is doing their NFL 100, which is voted on by, I think, specifically players, and Simmons came in at number 82 out of 100.
That's low.
So it's very low. So we had a meltdown about that from the
you know what that tells me? That tells me the players are disinterested in this now.
Yeah, I'm disinterested.
So I think stop doing it, because it's like they're just gonna.
I think it's exclusively on Twitter too. Like it's only on social media. They used to do the show on NFL Network. I remember.
Yeah, they don't. I don't care anymore. Then
I don't care.
Yeah, like because they probably have their kid doing it, and they're just like.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Hockey's had some interesting stuff. Like have you followed the Leo Carlson thing?
A little bit. I've kind of kept up with what the Preds have done and like their hires. And, free agency. A couple of the moves they made.
Were you here for Maverick Bork, or were you gone by then?
I was headed out of town, and what was funny is when they made that move, I was like, and there's been a couple of other things they've done. I'm like, I made these moves on the video game. Are they like, have they hacked into my game? Like, yeah, I really like the Maverick Bork move.
I'm excited about it. We had him on last week on DVD. He seems like a really grounded individual. Like he doesn't take too much stock into what other people say about him, but at the same time, he's humble.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that move. I think he can be really good. I think we talked about it and how, that's he's a natural center. So that's kind of something the Predators have needed for a while. He can probably play that second line.
All Chris McFarland has done is add center depth, which is good. They need it. They needed that. I mean, now I know Bort can play wing. Colton, I think, can play wing. Drury, both, so you require both of them. Adam Edstrom's a depth piece. Alexander Kerfoot was an interesting signing.
Yeah.
But he can kind of play both. But
they got to move off some people now, though.
Yeah, and they will. I'll be curious of kind of what happens there. But I mean, I like what he's doing. Like he's definitely setting this thing up to build for the future. So, they acquire a veteran defenseman to add to the fold. Justin Barron's back, which I know there's some Preds fans that don't love that, but
super cheap though.
Yeah, right. So I'm curious to kind of watch what they do moving forward. I don't think they're done yet. I think probably as they get closer to training camp, there could be some moves. So I did keep up with that, and I think that's it's interesting to kind of see what they've been doing, and then as you mentioned the Leo Carlson stuff as well. What was that, an offer sheet?
It was an offer sheet, and I think the Flyers offered 5 first-round picks, and the Ducks matched it. So now Leo Carson's the highest paid player in the NHL.
Yeah, which is
crazy.
Stupid, but
yeah,
it is what it is.
But he's 21. I mean,
yeah,
he's a good player.
Look, he's a good player, but I don't know if he's that good.
Right.
So we'll see. Certainly on that. Coming up next, you mentioned list season, and there is a Titan on a specific list that I found to be fascinating. And then what does that mean for a contract as well? We will discuss that coming up next. It's Chasing Big Joe, Connor Nute in today here on 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe. You know what was so funny is as we're coming back, I go, man, I meant to tell him to play a song. I didn't even have to tell him because he knew which one I wanted.
Telekinesis.
That was good.
I read your mind.
Good job, Parker. Chase McCabe, Connor Nute, Parker Kelly with you on this Monday, and I am back in the saddle. Big Joe with the week off. He will be back next Monday. We'll get the crew together. Dr. Crane off as well today. But we're in list season as we approach the NFL season, and I know Jeremy Fowler, puts this together, but he talks to coaches, execs, people around the league, and comes up with a top 10 at each position in the National Football League. They did quarterbacks today, which we'll get to, but interior offensive lineman came out yesterday, and Peter Skoronski is 9th on the list, which, okay, I think I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Tyler Smith of the Cowboys is number 1. I have no dispute on that.
Yeah.
Quentin Nelson from the Colts, no dispute there.
Yeah. I mean, you could argue him at 1. But...
Yeah. Creed Humphrey, who's the center for the Chiefs, he's 3. Quinn, is it Miernez? Miners. Thank you. Guard for the Broncos, Joe Thuney. I know I saw some argument on Twitter about him being higher. The guard for the Bears. Chris Lindstrom from the Falcons is 6th. Trey Smith from the Chiefs is 7th. Tyler Linderbaum, who just signed that massive deal with the Raiders, is 8th, and then Skoronski, and then former Titan legend Aaron Brewer.
Oh yeah,
now with the Miami Dolphins. It was the smallest center I've ever seen. is 10th, but Peter Skoronski was not ranked last year. Or no, I'm sorry. In the voting process, his highest ranking was 1. His lowest ranking was unranked. Last year's ranking, he was honorable mention. It says playing on a bad offense, 3 seasons, hasn't stopped Skoronski's ascension. He has improved in each of his first 3 years, finishing 4th amongst guards in pass block win rate with a 96% there in 2025. He's absolutely jumping to elite status. An NFC executive said he's going to get paid a lot more money than people think. And I saw that, and then I heard, you guys on Next Man Up, Parker, talking about it, and Robbie and Rex wrote as well. I mean, he's probably going to get like 25, right?
I think it would be worth it.
25 per? I mean, does that – because that maybe a little bit lower than Linderbaum at center, because I think centers probably make a little bit more than a guard.
Well, I think if you're a Titans fan, you're weighing 2 questions right now, seeing this.
Yeah.
A, is he worth the contract, what you're about to pay him?
Which I would say yes.
I would say yes. And then we can go to the past and, play revisionist history. Was he worth number 11?
Well,
which people have different opinions on that, and that's okay.
Sure, because he was a left tackle in college, and then so the assumption was you were drafting him as a left tackle at 11, but then you put him at guard, so you drafted a guard at 11, which people would say is high. So I get it. I certainly get that, but I think he has played into the role. And my thing is, you should have already paid him, because what are we talking about yet again going into this season?
Offensive line.
Guess what? The one positive, the one thing we know for sure is in place on that offensive line.
Him, Peter Skoronski.
Exactly. So to me, it's a no-brainer. I know it's a lot of money, but the market's set. You got to go with what the market is at, and he's going to set the market for guard. So you pay him 25. You sign him to a 5-year deal. He's making 25. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah. I think
you're going to have to do it.
I think he's established himself as a cornerstone.
Because I think we can sit here and go through the pros and the cons of the John Robinson era. One thing I look at as a knock that I never really understood was letting Jack Conklin walk.
Yeah.
Because if you had kept Jack Conklin, we're not having an Isaiah Wilson debacle. We're not sitting here concerned about J.C. Latham. He's still probably your right tackle. So I kind of look at that, or your left tackle. He could have moved over to left.
Yeah.
Who knows? But So I look at this situation in that I don't want them, because we're constantly talking about improving the offensive line. If the one piece that is set and good, get him re-signed, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Well, this is how you start to build a competitive roster is you have offensive line pieces. You mentioned on the list, 2 of the top 3 are interior linemen for the Chiefs. And as, polar as the Chiefs were last year with their offense, one thing you could say about them is they had great protection.
Yeah.
So I think if you're protecting your quarterback, especially a quarterback in Cam Ward, who knows what he's going to be. He could be great. He could be a bust. We don't know yet. But at least you're putting forth the effort to try and give him a chance, to try and protect him. And that's something we haven't been able to say for the Titans in quite some time, is they have a decent offensive line. They were fine last year. The year before,
it got better as the year went on.
It got better for sure. The year before, I mean, it was an all-time low. This year, I'm a little hazy on it. I know Skoronski's going to be decent. I'm worried about.
Well, who's the center? I mean, that
probably Schlottman.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, they signed Andre James.
Yeah, that's true.
And I looked at when they made that move, and I looked at his numbers and his history. I'm like, I don't think that's competition.
Yeah.
I mean, I think maybe they've seen some stuff in Schlottman that they're like, I don't know yet.
It's center and right guard. Those are the 2 positions to watch.
Yeah.
Because, like you mentioned, center, and then right guard, it's probably a battle between Cordell Volson and Jackson Slater.
Yeah.
Which is something I'm interested to watch here in a couple weeks.
Yeah. I want to see Pat Coogan, his development. My guess is and Parker, you can chime in on this too. My guess is they look at him as more of a project and not a day one. Considering, what was he, a 5th rounder or 6th rounder? 6th rounder. So I think their hope is he develops and can be your center of the future, but it's kind of a coin flip at this point.
Yeah, for Coogan, it's more so about the physical development, because that was his big knock coming out of college, was he's not fast enough, he's not strong enough, but his mind was so strong. I mean, you don't play for Kurt Cignetti on a national championship team if you're not smart. That's why he was recruited there. And he also played at Notre Dame and was their starting center as well. So everything with him is more so on the physical side. That's where the development is going to come. But I've said before, I would not be surprised if he ends up being the starting center towards the tail end of the regular season.
Yeah.
That would not surprise me at all.
Yeah, I could see it too. And I'm going to be curious of how they play the roster numbers of, do they keep 3 centers on the active roster? Or is this, a battle between James and Schlottman, and one of them's out?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could hypothetically put Coogan on the practice squad too, but
I wouldn't do that.
I don't think I would risk that, because I think other people are going to look at, what you're looking at. But, and then as you mentioned, so the big battles are center and right guard. Latham did get better as the year went on, but I still think there needs to be a bigger jump than what we have seen.
His is all self-inflicted.
Yes.
It's the self-inflicted penalties. It's the holding. Most importantly, it's the false starts. So his is all mental. Yeah. He has the physical tools, and I think he can be a great offensive lineman, especially playing his natural position at right tackle. It's all mental for him. So if he can get that figured out, then I think you're in a good place with him.
And then, you have Dan Moore on the left side that I would assume they'll, address left tackle next year.
Well, you could opt out of him after this year.
Yeah.
So
I think this is, unless something drastic happens, probably his last year with the Titans. But he's fine. He's better than, he's not great,
Nicholas Petit Ferrer.
Yeah. I mean, he's not great, but he's not terrible either.
He's fine. He's not what you paid him to be.
No, but I think they have been able to say that about a lot of guys.
Yeah, and that's the Titans' motto.
Yeah.
He's not who we paid him to be.
So my prediction is, it may not be the day they open camp, but I could see it. But somewhere early in camp, they will announce an extension. And Peter Skoronski's going to make a lot of money.
I think it's going to be the same thing that happened with Simmons. Someone will ask the question, and he'll, stay face and do a good job of that.
You think he holds in?
I don't think he holds in, but I think he'll stay face and he'll say, yeah, we're working on that. We're just trying to fine tune the details. And then within a couple days, it'll come out.
Yeah.
I think that's what will happen.
Yeah. I think they've worked on it.
Yeah.
You know, I think Borgonzi plays it very close to the vest, which I get. He should. So, but I mean, I think before the season starts, you're announcing an extension with Skoronski. And I think if you're a Titans fan, you look at the two guys that are getting, got the contract extensions that were draft picks by your team. You should be very happy about that because they both deserve it. They have both grown with the organization. I mean, Jeffrey Simmons, if you had told me 3 years ago when I'm sitting at training camp watching him about take, a former colleague's head off,
Yeah.
that this is a guy that, you'd want to extend for a third contract and has become a true leader in the locker room and in the league, I would have been like, you're crazy.
I mean, I
But
remember
I have seen him grow up so much in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And I'm his biggest fan. Like I love the guy. Like I am so proud to see him grow the way he has. And so when they announced that contract, I was like, hell yeah, brother.
I remember, was it 2 years ago? I was in that media scrum around him where it was the day after he and Cam Ward got into it.
Yeah.
Or was it him and Latham? It was one of the two. And
Yeah, which
Callahan didn't toss him out of practice. And
yeah, he threw a punch. And
Yeah.
I was mad about that. That was the day Joe goes, this guy ain't it, talking about Callahan.
Yep.
And he was right. Because I remember asking another former head coach, what would you have done? And I believe his words to me off the record were, I'd throw his ass out. So, I mean, I think most looked at it that way.
Yeah.
Of like, no, you throw a punch, you're going to the sand pit, you're going to the weight room. Like,
but the takeaway that day was he's immature and he probably isn't a great leader for this locker room. And what a great job he's done to turn it around. And he was up for Man of the Year last year, and he's got a big contract. He's probably the best player on your entire roster.
I think the Buck thing was a kind of a eye-opening moment for him.
Yep.
Because that was just completely ridiculous, and I think he knows that.
And I partially blame myself for that.
Okay.
Have I told you this story?
I know this story.
He came out of the locker room that day.
Oh,
in the middle of media. He goes, "Where's he at?" And I was like, "He's over there. He's in the air."
Good job. Okay.
And the rest is history. So I apologize for that.
But I mean, like, I think he learned a lot from that. I think the organization deserves some credit because they clearly had conversations with him behind closed doors and were like, dude, you got to get it together. And I think he's really worked on it. And now, I talked to him in Vegas. We'd gone out there for the game and he did a scrum afterwards. And I just remember seeing it. And I asked him, like, everybody had walked away to go to Callahan. And I was like, hey, can I ask you one more? And he's like, sure. And I just was like, I'm watching you in this and I can see like this bothers you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I know you're a competitor. And he looked at me and goes, I hate to lose. I effing hate to lose.
Yeah. Which this
like
is
that is, yeah. And I'm like, boom, like that. I mean, and you know how like you look a man in his eyes and you can learn a lot.
Yeah.
And like he was staring directly at me and I'm like, okay, like this is a different dude.
Please don't hurt me.
Well, yeah, I mean, but I was just like, okay, like, I mean, he has ascended to being a cornerstone piece of this team, which leads us into our next discussion.
Nice.
Yeah, you'll learn, kid. Stick with me. Is Cam Ward a cornerstone piece for the Titans this year, right now, today? We will discuss coming up next. 615-737-1025 if you want to weigh in on this and our question of the day, which is what makes a perfect movie? We'll get to some of those answers as well. This is Chasing Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel on 1025 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Monday. We'd like to thank Parker Kelly. He went a game and 2/3 of extra relief, and we've now gone to the bullpen, and Brando has taken over behind the glass, Brandon Bigsby. So
He's a good reliever, though.
we go to the pen early in the first inning, but Parker did a great job. So we appreciate Parker. He got the he did a complete game and then went into the second game of the double and only gave up a run. So it was
That
good.
just means we have to keep the bats hot. That's all.
We got to keep the bats hot for him. He's going to go ice the arm down and be ready tomorrow.
We
for
left
next
you a
man up.
sandbag on the mound, Brando. You can use it if you want to.
So Brandon Bigsby joins us now. So I teased it that, I look at, okay, so let's first just define Cornerstone for when it comes to a franchise.
Okay.
Cornerstone to me is, just like it holds the whole thing up. Like it is a foundational piece. And I think truly there's only one on this team right now. Now, maybe two. Skoronski might be one.
I think 3
Okay.
right now.
So Jeffrey Simmons.
Yes.
I'll say Skoronski.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to say Cam Ward.
Yes.
I disagree.
Okay.
I think he can be. I think that, and I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but I think you want him to be because he's a quarterback. He's a starting quarterback. I don't think I have seen enough yet. Now, I'm not one of these people that's, I'm not throwing shade here, but I'm not one of these people that says he's a bust after a year. I'm not going to do that. I think that's on the roster sucked, last year. The roster is, you could say, drastically improved this year, but we still don't know exactly what that's going to amount to. But that adds pressure to him to perform. But, I saw some stuff last year that I was kind of like, oh, man, what are you doing? Now, that said, I think by the time Brian Callahan got fired, he was like, I got to do this myself.
Yeah.
So he was kind of lone wolfing it because he really didn't know what was going to happen with the coaching staff beyond that. So I'll give him that. So I almost kind of look at this last year as like a redshirt year, and then show me what you look like with a competent offensive coordinator and Brian Dable. Let's forget head coach, what he was as a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
We know he's a damn good coordinator. So let's look at that. Show me with the number 4 overall pick is your top receiver, because he's got to be the number 1 wide receiver from day one. No question. He's got to make an impact as a first round pick.
Yeah.
Hopefully an improved offensive line. I think the run game is a lot better than people give it credit for, with Pollard.
I think he was ranked 21 the other day.
So, and then I think you have to figure out who your number 2 is. Is Tajay Spears going to do more for you? If he doesn't, he gone.
Yeah.
And then is Singleton something? You got something there. And then, back to receivers, you have more depth, much more depth than you did last year.
Yeah.
So, they're going to have they're sitting there right now with 8 or 9 guys that could probably make a team, and they're probably only going to keep 5 or 6. So,
yeah.
They're certainly, now I'm not saying they have 8 or 9 number 1s, but they have much better depth than they've had in the past.
Yeah.
So now, to me, more pressure's on Cam, that he's got to put this team on his back at times. That's a cornerstone piece. And I just don't think he's there yet. And that's not all his fault, but I'm not ready to anoint him that yet.
I'm not saying he's a cornerstone because, oh my God, I think he's so great. I think he's the best quarterback of all time. No, I'm saying I think he's a cornerstone because they forced him into the position to be that. You draft a quarterback number 1 overall, your offense rides or dies with that for the next couple of years. And I agree with you. I think he has a lot of pressure going on for him this year. I think maybe a new coordinator and a new offense and a new system around him will be good for him. But the reason I say he is a cornerstone for this team is because he has to be.
Yeah.
If he sucks, if he goes out there and just looks like he forgot to throw a football, then the whole team suffers. Not just the offense, not just the quarterback position. the entire team. So he has to be a cornerstone for this team if this team's going to succeed. I don't, like you said, I don't think he is the anointed one yet, but I do say he is a cornerstone for this team because he has to be. He's got to be the number one go-to guy for that offense because he's the quarterback. It's the hardest position to play in sports, and you drafted him number one overall to do that. So,
I don't know. Some people on Twitter say it's the easiest position to play in sports, but that's a topic for another day.
Who the hell's saying that?
I saw something last night.
People that have never played it?
Probably. Parker Kelly, what is he back there? What does he think?
Yeah.
Hardest position to play.
What's the hardest position in sports to play?
Quarterback, hands down.
There you go. Take it from a former quarterback.
Well, because there's so much going on.
I mean, you have to be.
And you have to know every aspect of both your team and the other team.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to make those decisions in about a second.
It's not, no discredit to pitcher. That's a hard position to play too. But it's not just throwing a ball. There's so much mental things that goes on with it. It's the hardest position in sports.
A funny story that Jeff Fisher told one time. They were playing the Giants and they were down and they come back and Steve McNair throws into the corner of the end zone and hits Drew Bennett for the game winner and they win the game. Mm. So Jeff is watching the film and, they win the game and he sees everybody like running to Steve and celebrating. And he sees one guy like pouting and walking off the field like mad. And he's like, who the hell is that? And he looks and there's an 85 on his jersey, which of course I started laughing. And he, Derek was basically like, I was wide open. Why didn't you come to me? Because Steve had to make a pretty good throw to get it to Drew in the corner of the end zone. So on Tuesday or whatever, or Wednesday, whenever they all came back, Jeff goes up to Derek and says, hey, I want you to take a few snaps at quarterback. And like, you think it's so easy, like, here you go. And Mace is like, okay. So Steve lines up at receiver and first pass, Derek dirts it, like just right in the dirt. And it was kind of like the point he was trying, it was like, dude, you can't see everything. Like you think you can, but like you got the offensive line, you got a D line that's coming at you. And, so he saw Drew and that was what he saw. And he made the play, and we won the game.
I'm going to ask Derek about his quarterback.
He may not. I don't know if he'll remember that or not. But Jeff told that story like several years ago, and Derek was sitting here just laughing. But I mean, it's true. So, it's like it is a very difficult position, and especially I think it becomes even more difficult if you're a guy like Cam Moore that has excelled at every level he's played at. Was a guy that was a 0-star recruit, works his way up from, Incarnate Word to Washington State to Miami and then the NFL.
Yeah.
You keep adding that pressure to yourself. And then all of a sudden you walk into the National Football League and it's like, you're a little ant. Like you're nothing. And so now to get to the cornerstone part, I think he has to work his way in steps. And I'll reference Jeremy Fowler's top 10 quarterback list that came out today. How close is he to some of these guys? We'll discuss that coming up next. He's Connor Nute. I'm Chase McCabe. Brandon Bigsby behind the glass. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game, here on this Monday. By the way, at some point, and we'll ask John McClain about this, the Seahawks selling for $9.612 billion. I'm just going to say this. Actually, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till the 1 o'clock hour, and then I'm going to throw out my hot take.
Yeah, I have to figure out how I'm going to work a Nick Cesario question in today. I did Friday. I managed to do it.
Attaboy.
I told Frazier, I was like, I'm going to find a way to sneak one in, and I got it in.
No, attaboy. So we'll get to that. We'll talk about that at 1 o'clock because I have some thoughts on this, how it pertains to the local team. But how close is Cam Ward to the top quarterbacks in the league? According to executives and coaches that Jeremy Fowler talked to, they did this ranking. Josh Allen is number 1.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that whatsoever. Cam Ward is not close to Josh Allen.
No, different ballpark.
Yeah, not. They are one's in first class and one's in coach. I mean, that's where things are right now. Patrick Mahomes, number 2. He ain't close to him either.
Nope.
So, not saying he can't be, but he's not there right now. Matthew Stafford at 3. He was 6 last year, so he moved up 3 spots.
That's the MVP. I mean, Cam Ward's not at an MVP level yet. So.
Nope. Would agree. Joe Burrow is number 4. He was 3 last year. Not close to Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
All right. Lamar Jackson at 5. He was at 4 last year. I don't think Cam is close to Lamar Jackson.
No. Not when healthy, at least.
No. Here's where I could say it gets interesting. He's not there yet, but I'm saying this could be in the ballpark of where he could get to this year. Dak Prescott.
Yeah. Dak is in a better situation than Cam right now, I think. He's got a decent offensive line. He's got CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens to throw the ball to, which you hope Cam Ward has something like that in Carnell Tate and Wan'Dale Robinson. So we'll see. Dak has had a lot of time to develop too. And we've watched him grow. Like I remember the day that Romo got hurt and they put Dak in and everyone thought, who the hell is this guy?
And I think Dak's a pretty good regular season quarterback.
He is.
It's the postseason that.
Well, they got to get there first.
Yeah.
They don't do that to begin with.
That would help. Justin Herbert with the Chargers. No. But again, these are kind of the realm that you could shoot for. Drake May with the Patriots. He's 8.
That's interesting because I think you look at Drake May and you look at the year he had last year and thought Cam is capable of having a year semi close to that. I wouldn't put him in the ballpark just yet, just because he's only got 1 year under his belt. But if things go right, like they did for Drake May, like last season for New England was best case scenario all around.
Yeah.
Your defense played great. You had an easy schedule. Your quarterback took the step. And then now you move into this year and you have a true number 1 wide receiver to throw to. So they're doing Drake May right. You hope that that's the case for Cam Ward. But as of right now, Drake May is better than Cam Ward.
Jared Goff at 9. Again, that's
interesting.
That's a place like you'd probably like to get him to. And Jared Goff is one that he continues to impress me.
He's in a phenomenal situation.
Yeah, he's in the perfect situation. And I mean, you got to credit, Jeff Fisher was a coach when he was drafted, but McVay comes in the next year and I think did a lot for him, but ultimately the fit just wasn't quite there, even though they made it to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But, he goes to Detroit and just finds the perfect spot for him.
Their best case scenario too. I mean, you have the perfect coach for him. You hit on some draft picks that maybe a lot of people didn't expect you to hit. Like Amon-Ra was a 4th round pick, and he is probably a top 10 wide receiver in the league right now, if I were to guess.
I would agree.
You've got Jahmyr Gibbs, who's probably, in my opinion, a top 3 running back, and then you have Sam Laporta at tight end. So he's in the perfect situation. A lot of this is situationally based, it seems like.
Sure.
Like if you were to take Jared Goff and put him on the Titans, would he be the same quarterback? I don't think so. That's a
good question.
Same with Drake May.
Okay, well, but let's think. Take Josh Allen. Now,
Yeah.
granted, he would be with a coordinator he knows very well.
Yeah.
But I think Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes are the two quarterbacks in the league now that you put them on any team and they're going to make that team better.
I would argue Matthew Stafford too.
To an extent. I think his
he's
age,
got situation.
Yeah. I mean, I think his age may factor in. I mean, I think he'd make him better. But like, does he make that like if the Bills and the Titans got really, or if the Bills got really drunk one day and traded Josh Allen to the Titans, a straight swap, then I mean, I think he makes the Titans a playoff team.
I would agree.
He
just has elements to his game that take you beyond normal football.
Right. And then Caleb Williams at 10, which I think I think he could be higher, but I think that's a good spot to put him. I don't think Cam's close to him yet.
Not yet. He's another example.
And we'll see Caleb at the end of training.
Yeah, we will. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
He's like Drake May to me in that he's kind of taken the next step and he's what you want to see. Again, situationally based. He's throwing the ball to Luther Burden and Roma Dunze with Colston Loveland and handing the ball off to I can't remember the running back's name. Anyways, situationally based.
Yeah.
And again, you're the number 1 overall pick. You expect to see the steps being taken, but it's all about the situation you build around them. So you hope as a Titans fan that the situation around Cam Ward is right. You take a receiver at number 4. You are investing in your offensive line on some level. I mean, we talked about Peter Skoronski and how much of a cornerstone he could be. You've got pieces on your defense that I think are good enough to win you games. So in terms of comparing a quarterback, Cam Ward, to quarterbacks individually, I wouldn't say he's close to them, but a lot of that has to do with the situations and teams they play for.
Right. And I think Caleb Williams, if you watch his trek, that's where you hope Cam goes.
Mm-hmm.
Rookie year starts, but you got a lame duck coaching staff, and you knew going in it was probably a lame duck coaching staff. Shows some flashes, but struggles. You get the right coach, the right offense to come in, the right pieces to put alongside. They take a drastic step forward in year 2. And then by the time you get to year 3, now he's in the conversation of being one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
That's what you hope.
And that, everybody's looking at the Bears going, hey, the Bears are a pretty good football team. The hope is, and it works out perfectly, it's kind of funny how that happens, that they take steps forward this year, not necessarily making the playoffs, because I think we can say the Titans were probably in a worse situation than the Bears were.
I agree.
Even though it was pretty bad. They get to a point where they take steps forward. Maybe they make the playoffs. Maybe they're, 7, 8, 9 wins, which is where I think they'll be. And then you set him up for year 3 in a new stadium where, okay, now he's ready.
Yeah.
Now he's the guy.
There are things beyond him that need to happen.
Oh, yeah, I know. 100%. I mean, they got it. The offensive line has to be right. I mean, pass rush, I'm not sure on yet. We'll see what the defense is. But then the question becomes, is he better than the quarterbacks in the division? Because all you got to do is be better than 3 teams.
Yeah. Thank you, Joe.
So is he better than Trevor Lawrence? Is he better than CJ Stroud? Is he better than Daniel Jones?
I think he's comparable to all 3 of those.
Right.
Like, Trevor Lawrence had a great year last year. Daniel Jones had a great year before he got hurt. CJ Stroud is the question mark. I'm going to ask John about CJ Stroud for sure. I don't know. I think he's in a good division quarterback-wise where he can emerge as the top guy.
I agree. But I think you can say this. The only one that I think is not phony, but I think it was fool's gold was Daniel Jones.
I agree.
Like, I think that was just the right situation, but then he gets hurt. I don't think you replicate that. I could be wrong, but I don't think they replicate that.
Right.
So we will see. 615-737-1025. The Seahawks go for $9.6 billion. I have a thought on that, and I want to get Connor's reaction and all of yours as well. Here on the Chase and Big Joe Show, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 2, Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Monday. Hope you're having a great day. He is Connor Nute. I'm Chase McCabe. Brandon Bigsby, a.k.a. Brando, behind the glass. Big Joe off this week. Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier off today as well. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at 102.5 The Game. You can see our smiling faces and see exclusive content. Parker Kelly and Connor Nute will have a lot of Titans coverage for you come in with training camp that you can see exclusively on YouTube. So
we do. I didn't know that. I
looking
didn't know
forward to
that part.
I've told you that part.
You probably have.
Yeah.
I have slept since then.
That's true.
Apparently, we matched today. I didn't realize.
Yeah, we're both wearing the. See, when I was getting ready this morning, I was looking at my shirts. I was like, I'm going power red today. Like I'm going like
red's a good color.
Unless it's Sunday red for Tiger. It's a power color. So you just.
Yeah, I mean, normally I refuse the color red because of our neighbors to the north.
Yes.
In the state of Kentucky.
That
Loserville.
Yeah. So you go L's down. Is that what you do?
It's L's down.
Yeah. All right.
Or they're 2.
Oh yeah.
LSU's 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. But I get that. Yeah. No, it looks good. We both got the Nike.
But
Power red.
It's my St. Louis. It's All-Star. The home run derby's tonight.
It is, which is crazy. So I wanted to hit on this because I guess it came out yesterday, the Seahawks have sold the Allen family, the estate of Paul Allen, the late owner. They win the Super Bowl and immediately put the team on the market, which I thought was brilliant. And it sells for $9.6 billion.
Jeez.
And I mean, you look at how these teams are valued. Like, I think the Titans were like $5 billion or something when they did this a few years ago. The Cowboys were obviously. I mean, think about if Jerry decided today to sell the Cowboys, does he get 20?
I mean, that'll never happen.
No, but I mean, like, he gets a just enormous amount.
Oh yeah, I mean, you could argue that worldwide, the Dallas Cowboys are probably the most recognizable brand in sports.
So here's my hot take. So let's see, and you know what? Let me look this up real quick. So according to the internets, the Dallas Cowboys are the most valuable NFL team at $13 billion, followed by the Rams at $10.5 billion. All 32 franchises are worth at least $5 billion, with an average team value of about $7.65 billion. Now, I would assume that number is before the Seahawks sold, because according to this list, the Seahawks were worth $6.7 billion. So if you believe that, they sold for almost $3 billion above what they're worth.
That's wild.
Again, I don't know how accurate this is. According to this is from Forbes, the Titans are worth $6.3 billion, which is 20th. The Bengals are 5.25. They're 32nd. So that's kind of the list to go on. My take is this. The Tennessee Titans could sell for at least $8 billion, if not more.
Really?
If the Seahawks were worth 6.7, now granted they just won the Super Bowl, but still, if they sell for 6.7, or if they are worth 6.7 and sell for 9.6, I think Amy Adams Strunk today could put them on the market and get 8.5, 9 for the Titans.
Okay.
At least.
My question would be, how comparable do you think the markets are? Because I think Nashville and Seattle are sort of similar in market.
I think Nashville is a better market because no income tax.
Yep.
Which I'm pretty sure Washington has one.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong, so correct me, but I think so.
But they're sort of similar. I mean,
there are similarities.
You have the football team, you have the hockey team now.
You have the looking at the franchise, you have a franchise that's won 2 Super Bowls
and
appeared in 4. I want to say 4. Hasselbeck went to 1.
Yep.
Russ went to 2. Should have won 2. Won 1, and then this one. So yeah, I want to say 4.
Yeah.
And they've won 2.
Yeah, because the The Broncos
should have 3.
Yeah, that's right.
But just hand the ball to Marshawn Lynch and you have 3.
I'll never forget.
But anyway, and the Titans have only been to 1.
Mm.
So that obviously factors in. But, you know, I think there's some people you ask like, there's no way you might get 6 out of them. Well, the Commanders sold for 6 something a few years ago. And now you have the Seahawks go for 9. I mean, it's going to it's just like your house. Like, you know, now granted, do you take care of the house? Have you updated the house? That is going to factor in. But if the house 3 doors down sells for, you know, 720,000 and you bought yours for 400, that's going to help your value.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how it works.
Well, I think if you're talking about that, what helps their value, you got a new stadium being built right across the street.
So that leads me to my take.
There you go.
I believe, let's fast forward, and I've been thinking about this, and I'm going to change it up a little bit. The stadium opens next year. The team looks to be improving, which is a good thing. The Super Bowl is coming to Nashville in the new stadium in 2030. In looking in Chase's crystal ball, I believe sometime in 2031, the Tennessee Titans are for sale.
Really? I have a hard time believing it'll ever be outside of the.
And there are
the
people
Adams
listening to this right now going, you are crazy. But the reason I say this, Amy just turned 70. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You got everybody else that I don't know how old Kenneth is, but you know, it's the family that owns it. They're sitting there going, the Seattle Seahawks just sold for almost $10 billion. We got a Super Bowl coming. We got a new stadium. We got all these things that we've wanted to do. At some point, and I don't think they're the only ones, there are going to be owners that are going to go, I'd be stupid not to try.
Yeah.
I mean, the Allens have sold the Trailblazers and now the Seahawks and made about $15 billion doing that.
Yeah.
So if I'm them, I'm going, I love Daddy's football team, but Daddy probably want me to take the money. Because if Bud Adams were here and knew he could get $9 billion for his team, I think he'd sell it.
So what you're saying is we should start saving now.
Yes.
So that the guy on YouTube doesn't buy it first.
There it is.
We had to get
I'd love to see him buy it. That'd be great.
Oh, I'd move fan bases.
I'd love to see that.
I'm going to Chicago.
He could complain about himself.
Yeah.
It'd be great. But I mean, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I could be totally wrong. And this is not one of those, I'm just throwing it out there. Like, I actually believe, like, I have always felt there was going to come a day they were going to sell the team. I think they want to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So if they win, let's say they host it in 2030 and they're in it in 2030 and they win it in 2030.
That is maximum value right there.
You do it right then.
Yeah.
Whatever day it's on, the next day it's on the market. Do exactly what Seattle did.
Yeah.
And cash out and enjoy life.
Didn't they announce that at their parade?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, the rumblings were there like the day after the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they did, because that was when the owner started like negotiating with Kenneth Walker right on stage. And it was really weird.
Yeah. But I mean, like, you know, if the Cowboys are valued at $13 billion, he's going to get 15 or 16 at least.
Yeah.
If he were to sell them. You know, there are only 3 teams worth over 10: the Giants, the Rams, and the Cowboys.
Yeah. Jerry never will. Steven might. Jerry won't.
What I'm curious about is when Bob Kraft dies.
Yeah.
Because they're worth about 9.
Yeah.
You know,
New England. Yeah.
Because see, what happens is a lot of the Allens, they can't afford the inheritance tax. So it's just, let's just sell it and make money.
Yeah.
And so they sell it and they make a crap ton of money, and them and their grandkids are set for life.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think you're completely crazy thinking this, but it's for me.
It's just everything's setting up in my mind.
It comes down to her. I just don't know
Sure.
if she would be willing to.
And Kenneth.
And
I think Kenneth plays a role in this too.
Yeah.
Kenneth might say, like, if she goes, hey, I think we should sell the team. You know, she's getting older, don't want to run it anymore. Kenneth might go, I would like my chance to run the team.
Yeah.
And then that's different, you know, but
yeah.
I think ultimately Bud wanted that at some point.
I just wonder if she feels so obligated to keep it around because it's, like you said,
100%.
Daddy's football team.
100%.
So I don't know if she would ever give in to that. Like
I think
she might retire before she sells.
I think if she were able to achieve the things he didn't, then I think she would be more inclined to do it.
Yeah.
He was 90 when he died.
Mm-hmm.
So look, she could own it till she's, till she dies. I mean, she's only 70.
Yeah.
So, there's certainly that, but I just think you have to, from a business sense, and I don't know what the whole business is worth, the oil business and all of that. But if the football team could get you again, just south of $10 billion, I think you have to think about that.
Yeah. It's interesting.
In a city that continues to just boom.
It's interesting. I mean, it really would show you how much value this team has gained over time if they were to pull off what you said. Go to a Super Bowl, win it, and then sell for what, $9 billion, something like that. It would be a story for sure.
Yeah.
I think it just comes down to her. Like, does she really think that A, she could get the value she wants, and B, would she sell that? Because that's a part of her. That's a part of her family.
615-737-1025 is our phone and text line. Driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Dylan in Antioch goes, I know this is summer, but Chase is just trying to stir the pot here. No, I'm not. I've always thought they would sell it eventually. Even in the worst of times where we were all going, you need to sell it. I'm like, they're going to get when the new stadium, when they got the deal for the new stadium, I'm like, this is all adding up now.
Yeah.
You put a shiny new coat of paint on this thing. You get a new stadium, you get new uniforms, you get your, franchise quarterback. You hopefully get a good team. Now you're hosting the Super Bowl. Like,
would someone want to own a team
ripe
in the worst state possible to live in?
Well, according to who was it that did that list?
I think it was NBC.
Was it NBC? That Tennessee's the worst state to live in.
Yes, it is. Please stop moving here.
Yeah, exactly. I'll agree with that. So you don't come here. That's
We're good.
Fine.
We're full.
But I'm just telling you, I think the conditions are right. Now, she would, if what I'm saying right now carries enough weight where somebody's like, you know what, he's on to something, and they somehow get to her and
then
say,
the black SUVs.
Would you consider selling the team after 2030? She's going to say what Steve Underwood always said, the team is not for sale, and she's going to deny it, and she should. And right now she's probably not even thinking that way. And I'm just saying, if Seattle goes for 9.6 in 2026, in 2031, what are you going to get?
I hope they're on to you. I hope you wake up tomorrow and there's
in a bunker.
Yeah. 5 black SUVs just outside of your home. They come in with the chloroform and just take you out.
Titans logo on the side. Son of a gun.
Well,
I don't know.
They're going to bury you in the old stadium.
There you go. 2758. No, see, I would put me in a wall somewhere.
Yeah, like Han Solo.
Yeah. 2758 says, why would a billionaire sell $1 billion franchise in a revenue sharing system? Those owners should pass teams down for a lifetime of the league's existence. I do believe that sometimes it's an inheritance tax thing. I don't know how all that works necessarily, but but at the same time, you know, I think a lot of the kids look at it like, I'd rather get the money.
That, and if I'm a billionaire, I would not say no to
I don't want to own a football team.
billions more dollars either.
The only reason I would want to own an NFL team is because I know I'd be a billionaire.
Yeah.
Like that is like if some owner, you know, came up to me and goes, I'm gonna give you this free and clear, it's all yours. I would take it, but it'd be such a damn headache, and then I'd look at my bank account and I'd feel better.
Yeah.
I mean, that's honestly what it is.
And know that there's nothing anyone can do about it to make you sell. They
Yeah.
can't force you.
Yeah.
This was the whole thing with Dan Snyder a couple years ago.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's now two. They kind of forced Jerry Richardson, and they definitely forced Dan Snyder.
Yeah.
And they, you know, they should have.
Yeah,
So-
because he's not a good human being.
He is not. 615-737-1025. What do you think? Am I crazy? Tell me I'm crazy. If I am, again, I know this is way out there. But I think based on the values, Titans could sell in 2031.
There's a
I
firing
would.
squad outside. I think they're here for you.
Yeah, they're wearing two-tone blue. There's the Navy.
It's on the hat.
Chase and Big Joe, 105 the game. Brando, you have no idea how much this song means to me.
I remember these days, actually.
If you know, you know.
This is when I first started.
Was it?
Like 5 years ago. Young intern Connor.
Well,
Sitting behind the glass with Elijah Campbell.
well, you never know. 615-737-1025 is our phone and text line. Kenny the mailman has weighed in. Kenny used to deliver Bud Adams mail, right, Kenny?
Absolutely.
What's going on?
Javon Curse. I had 4 or 5 of them on my route. Mike Rohn.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, welcome back.
Thank you.
Chase, you were missed, buddy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're part of the radio family. Listen, you were talking about movies. You know a film is great when you know how it ends, you know the story, and yet it's still suspenseful and so well made. Apollo 13 is a great film. And I cannot tell you how a child of the 60s, what it meant, astronauts and the space, following the NASA and everything. Literally, I remember that. We had a black and white TV, and a man was sitting next to Walter Cronkite. This was the graphics. He was holding a little model lunar ship, and he would shake it and say, "You don't want it to shake like this, or you don't want it to tumble. You want it to move smoothly." And he'd just sort of move it with his hands smoothly. That's where the graphics of that time, and yet they were able to go to the moon, have something terrible happen, and get it back. So Apollo 13 was an absolutely outstanding film.
Well, and the cast too, Kenny, was just, I mean, Tom Hanks and Gary Sinise, Kevin Bacon, Bill Paxton. Who am I? I mean, I know there's others I'm missing, but I mean, it was just a fantastic cast too.
Down to the Coke bottles and tie clips they had.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
That was excellent. And here's something from my late father. He was so proud. He said it was the best war film ever made and the best anti-war film ever made, Saving Private Ryan.
Yes.
Yep. Perfect. I would
agree. He said he was so sad at films that were made that really didn't even touch on how horrible, no matter what war you were in, how horrible it would be. And it caught how the artillery blast, it would take your hearing away. It would take your vision away. Things were just, almost like watching a strobe light, crazy things happening. So he passed away, but he wanted to get a hold of Tom Hanks to let him know that he got it perfectly. And I'm telling you, I don't know if we appreciate him as much as an actor making movies and what he puts into it. So those two are two of my favorites, and that's the reasons why.
Well, I agree. Thank you, Kenny. Appreciate the call.
Hey, have a great day.
You too.
Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, great movie.
I mean, watch the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And you're just floored.
Yeah. I mean, there are several that we could say are perfect, and they star Tom Hanks.
Toy Story 3.
The first Toy Story. I mean,
all three. The first 3 are fantastic.
Yeah.
The fourth one, I haven't seen the fifth one.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Castaway.
So I'll tell you one that's good with him. That Thing You Do. About the little 60s band.
Yeah.
That one's great.
Castaway is one of those movies that I think it gets better every time you see it.
Yeah.
Like you got to stay with it, but it was on the other day and I flipped through, like it had just started, like the plane was going down and I was like, and I had just watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like it was just, it's just one of those.
I think I've seen it once, so maybe I need to watch it again.
And the Titans are referenced in it.
Yes, they are.
But like Apollo 13, when the shuttle came, or the rocket came back, we watched the landing and I said to my girlfriend, like, have you ever seen Apollo 13? And she goes, no. And I go, okay, we're watching it.
Yeah.
And we watched Apollo 13 and it's just, I mean, Ed Harris, who's great in it. And then if you ever watch NCIS, Joe Spano, who plays Fornell on NCIS, he's in it.
There's a lot. Tom Hanks is in a lot of perfect movies. Captain Phillips is one of my favorites.
Is a good one.
There was one he did on Apple a few years ago, Greyhound.
Yeah,
where he's the Navy captain.
Yep,
that one was really good.
Yeah, obviously Forrest Gump.
Yep.
Philadelphia is a good one.
Big is good.
Big is good. Which I think Big was supposed to be De Niro. They had shot like half of it with Robert De Niro, and he was such a pain. They fired him and then brought in Tom Hanks.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
I think that's right. But there are certainly a lot of good ones. But discussing, the Seahawks going for $9.6 billion. So let's see. I'm reading some of these texts here. Kevin says, I'm just not sure how hosting a Super Bowl, winning the Super Bowl, and building a new stadium magically bumps up the value of a team. We can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. The context with the Seahawks example seems to be different. I agree, but I also think, again, I'll use the house example. Like if a house on your street sells way above the value, like it's going to raise your value too.
I would use a college example. Look at Indiana.
Yeah.
They went undefeated last year, won a national championship. I think that raises the value of that program, and that's a national power to watch the season. So I would disagree. I would say if you host a Super Bowl in your city and win said Super Bowl, that boosts the value of your franchise significantly because there's a national eye on you, and now you're a winning franchise.
Justin said, if the Titans could do what is in Chase's crystal ball, how many times has the hosting stadium had the home team play in the Super Bowl? LA did it
Twice. It was Brady won one in Tampa.
Oh yeah, that's right. And then
the Rams won in LA.
Yeah, that's right. It was like 2 years in a row, I think.
It was 2020 and 2021.
Yeah. But that's the only time, like, think about that. We just had Super Bowls, or is this 60 or is this 61?
This next one's 61.
Yeah. So in the 61 years of that game, it's only happened twice.
Yeah. Twice in a row.
Yeah. So think about that for a second. 9680, Chase about to get Jimmy Hoffa and buried underneath the turf at Nissan Stadium. Which one?
It's gonna be like Goodfellas, where you think you're about to get made, and then you.
Yeah. It's the best scene.
Yeah.
I've seen that. Never mind. But it's a good scene. Kidding. You know what's crazy? Like I said this to my buddy Rick the other night. We were driving by both stadiums because I get back from Florida and I'm there on 24. It just crossed the river, and I'm looking at the new stadium, and I go, "Holy bleep! It's got a roof." Like
it's coming up fast.
I don't think it's finished, but like it has the skeleton for the roof, and I'm like, where did that come from?
Yeah. Well, did you see this tweet a couple of weeks ago when I guess it was either a Scottish fan or something for the World Cup. They were here in Nashville.
Yeah.
Rooftop bars and stuff. And he takes a picture of Nissan Stadium and he goes, "Oh my God, I'm just admiring how beautiful the stadium is." It wasn't the new Nissan Stadium.
It was the old one.
It was the old one.
Well, hey, you know what? She needs some compliments before, we tear it down. So
I'll miss her.
I will too. I mean, I've said this
childhood.
before. Like I went there with, both parents, my grandfather, so, I mean, I'll have those memories.
Some of my coldest experiences were shared in that stadium.
Yeah.
I'll never forget.
I've gotten just drenched and frozen, and
I'll never forget. It was 2017 winning in against the Jags in week 17. It's like 8 degrees.
One of my most memorable moments wasn't even for a Titans game. It was 2008. It was the first time that Vanderbilt had been to a bowl game since the 80s, and they beat Boston College.
Yeah.
I was there with my dad.
Yeah.
And I froze. It was New Year's Eve, and I froze my ass off.
Yeah. It's
yeah. I mean, it was
that was the day. I think I can share this. It was so cold that day at that Titans game that we went to the restroom. It was me and my dad and my brother, and this poor guy standing at the urinal.
Oh no.
Jumping up and down. And he says, "Come on, little buddy. I know it's cold, but we got to go."
Oh no. Oh boy. Yeah. I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
I could go a multitude of ways.
Oh, that's all right. It's a family show ish.
It's PG-13.
Yeah. So it depends on the day. Hey, this Sunday, 102.5 The Game will have live coverage of the Bruschetta Bourbon Music City Grand Prix at the Nashville Super Speedway. Coverage begins at 5. It's brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, and Big Shots in downtown Nashville. If you would like to go to this race, I have a family 4-pack of tickets for you for the Bruschetta Bourbon Music City Grand Prix. Caller number 5 at 615-737-1025, and you will win that for the Nashville Super Speedway coming up this weekend. Caller number 5, 615-737-1025. Chasing Big Joe on a Monday. Chase McCabe, Connor Nute, Brandon Bigsby, a.k.a. Brando, with you. Are you still Mr. Speaker? We're still going with that?
I don't know. He changed it to the Rifleman, and it never caught on for anyone except for him.
Yeah, so that happens.
But his hit, Brando's hit.
No, Brando works.
And then Dr. Crane obviously really
Dr.
works.
Crane works.
I don't know. I'm fine.
I
with
think
that
I
one.
might have done Dr. Crane. I think that was my.
He was first, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, Frazier, Dr. Crane. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
it could have been like both of us. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Joe's hit or miss, but I won't tell him it won't work because he uses it all the time. He has one for Christian now too.
Oh, what's Christian?
I think he's Red Skeleton or something like that. And he doesn't like it at all. It doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, I don't know.
I love the Brando one.
Yeah,
It just-
Brando
it
works.
fits-
Because
Brando's
it works
good.
for you. D-Mace calls me Nutesy. That's what he calls me. And I'm like, I accept it because it's from you. I wouldn't
Yeah.
accept it from anyone else.
That'd be your hockey name.
That's what I told him.
Yeah.
That's what I told him.
I mean, like Newtsy's better than Neuter.
I've heard it all, Chase.
Yeah, I mean that's.
I had a hard childhood. I heard it all.
Oh well. You know.
Emphasis on, never mind. Actually,
I know that's too close to something else, but
yeah. Well, if it's another thing I've heard before.
yeah. I mean that.
That's what people will call me that, and I'll be like, original.
See,
I've
I
heard
thought
it all.
I thought like for a long time, like if my hockey name would be like Mac or Macker or something, and
That's badass.
Crispy called me Caber,
That's even cooler.
and I was like, okay, I'm in on this.
That's cool.
I told I think it was Ryan Johansson. We were talking about names, he's Joey and all that, and I've always just called him Joey. And I said, yeah, Crispy said I'm Caber, and he goes, okay, that's pretty badass. Like
I've told you-
and he goes, if Crispy said it, you have to go with it.
I've told you Pete's nickname for me, right?
No.
I'm Rockney to him. Which is awesome.
Dude, Rockney.
Which
I
is
like that.
awesome.
Yeah, no, I like
love
that.
it.
That's good. See, names are fun.
Yeah, if they stick.
Like I've always called Joe JoJo.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jake tried to get Connie started, and I was like, what are you doing?
No, I don't like Connor.
I'm not.
Con Man. I've called you Con Man a few times, I think.
That's what my parents have called me before.
Yeah.
So
Well, you are a bit of a con man, so
yeah, I conned you into hiring me. So
exactly. Exactly. I think our moms had something to do with that. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, Nepo
Hello,
hire.
moms. Hello, moms. We know you're listening.
Nepo hire.
Yeah,
That's the only reason I'm here.
No, you've earned it. You're doing a good job. Chasing Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel. Joe off this week. He's hanging out with his grandbaby, being a grandfather. So look forward to hearing about that. Like the whole show won't be together until like next Thursday or something like that.
Oh,
I mean, because of vacations, and then I have suit stuff, and it's just like, but this is the time, and then it's football time.
we're almost there.
I can't wait.
It's so close.
It's like, what's funny now that I am, and I'm curious of how you feel because you just got done with school, but like for the longest time when we get to August, I'd get sad because I knew school was coming back. I get excited about football, but I'm like, oh man, I got to go back to school.
Yeah.
And so I'd get bummed out. Now I'm just like, it's football time. Like, I mean, it's like, let's go.
See, I keep having to remind myself I don't have it
Yeah.
anymore. So
okay. You just graduated too, right?
Yep, last year.
Yeah. Okay. So you both are going to, if you haven't already, experience this, where I would have dreams where I was late for school or I forgot to do my homework, and I would shoot up out of bed in a sweat. Like, oh no.
I have that all the time.
I got to finish my paper.
Those dreams.
Oh wait, I'm 35 years old and not in school anymore.
I still I have that.
Yeah. You're going to have that.
I think
it's going to happen.
Some of it for me is I haven't experienced life without school yet. And that'll happen here in a couple of weeks when my siblings go back to school and I'm here every day or out at.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
So do you know when they start back to school? Are they the same day?
Second week of August. I think so.
Are they the same day?
I think so.
Can Joe and I and you and Dr. Crane and Brando all stand out, in your yard, and as they're like walking out, go, see ya, losers. Enjoy school.
Actually, it might. No, they're not on the same day because my brother's going to college.
Oh,
which is
look at him.
Which is weird to me.
Congratulations, little bro.
Yeah,
that's funny.
It is weird, but yeah, I'm still in the mode of like, I feel like I have stuff to get ready for this.
See, I
this
never,
summer, which I do.
I never got to experience that because I'm an only child. But like, if I was completely done with school and had siblings, I'd be like, ha ha, enjoy school, loser.
That's how it is. And I mean, It'll probably.
And then they'll look back at you. Enjoy work, loser.
I mean, yeah, it'll probably hit for me, especially once camp starts and
Yeah.
I'm out there all the time, and then I'm back here all the time. It'll definitely hit for me. But right
But
now,
see,
it's like, what's going on?
You're in that like fun mode of like you're done with school, you've entered the real world, you have a job, you're gonna just work yourself. No, I'm gonna work you until you fall over. And I mean, it's just, but it's fun. Like
We have fun here.
Yeah, I mean, you realize like, yeah, I'm tired, but like I'm not sitting in a classroom doing math.
No, yesterday I delegated myself as my me day. Where I
Yeah.
just sat around and
As you should.
did nothing. I got bored. I was like, I gotta go work or something. I was like, I got work tomorrow. It'll be fun. We have fun here.
Yeah, we do. My mom,
Hazing, but
my mom just texted me and said, I still have those dreams. Mine is I can't find my classroom and I'm wandering around lost. I've had that. Like I've had mine where I can't find my locker. And it's my actual hallway at FRA.
Yeah. I still have that actually. Because
Yeah.
I remember my locker at high school.
Oh yeah. Well, for sophomore year and junior year, we had the same hallway. So I had the same locker.
Yeah.
And then senior year we moved to a different hallway, and we were all pissed about it because our sophomore and junior year we were on this back hallway and everybody left us alone.
Yeah.
It was great. But yeah, not senior year. We were front and center senior year, so we had to behave.
What a weird time. This is a weird time. Was it weird like this for you where you're just like,
Oh yeah.
what the hell?
Well, yes and no. I mean, I was in the same situation you were. I was here.
Yeah.
So I had a job. And like, I think the weirdest part was I was so used to having like a summer vacation and like summers off that I didn't have that anymore. And I was like, wait, what is this?
Yeah. Well, some of that too is I was used to being the only one here that was still in school, and now I'm not. And now I'm here more than most people. So it is weird. I'm still figuring things out, but it's an exciting weird. Like I'm ready for football to get going, be out there, do coverage with Parker, do stuff here that's coming soon. I'm really excited. I'm really grateful too, but
yeah,
it is a weird time right now.
Sure. Justin says, what about Newton?
Yeah, it's tried and failed. Most people just like when I was with the football team in high school, they would just call me by my last name.
Newt.
Yeah, which is fine. Ian does that a lot.
Yeah, I know. Well, we started calling people by their last name because we had, 2 Jakes and 2 Nicks and, everybody had the same first name. So we just started doing last names.
Do we have one of everything now? We only have ones now?
We technically have 2 Jakes.
That is true. They don't see each other much, but
no,
that is true.
But we have, Lyman, but again, like I'll call him Lyman sometimes.
Yeah.
We used to have 2 Brandons, now we have 1 Brandon.
Yep. Used to have 2 Nicks.
Yep.
Used to have 2 Jakes before we had 2 Jakes.
Yeah. So yeah.
We used to have 2 Jareds.
Yeah.
Names are fun.
Yeah.
What a conversation this was.
Brandy says, see, the bad part about being a teacher, I still dread August.
My mom and my dad could probably say the same thing. They're both teachers. So
yeah. Now we have 3337 says nicknames for Titans O-line. Left tackle Dan Less. Our right tackle JC Matham. Austin Slotman. And left guard, who knows? Skoronski.
Skoronski was left out.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Maybe right guard. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, Skoronski is left guard. What are we doing?
I wonder what his name is. I'm sure there's a name. Like every sport does nicknames.
I would just call him Pete.
Yeah.
Pete Scores.
Do what?
Scores. Skoronski
I like
Scores. Kind of has a hockey vibe to it, but
we do have 2 Joes.
Yeah, we do.
But see, again, I go Big Joe and Rex Road.
Yeah. No, I refuse to call Joe Rex Road Joe. He's Rexy to me.
He's Rex or Rex Road or Rexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the 3 for sure.
What's your nickname? 615-737-1025. Chasing Big Joe on a Monday. John McClain at 2. 1025 the game. Chasing Big Joe 102.5 The Game here on this Monday. Good to be back in the saddle hanging out with you. He's Connor Nute. He's Brandon Bigsby, a.k.a. Brando. I'm Chase McCabe. John McClain will join us here in just a few minutes. Talk some football with him down there in Houston. I laughed at so you know all these like aggregator accounts that like the Dov Kleiman or whatever that on Twitter that
Yeah. He quote tweeted me a couple times.
yeah, he's gotten me too. But he they posted something about I think it was Houston that they it was New England that they had torn the grass field out and they're putting the turf back at Gillette Stadium, after the World Cup.
Yeah.
And it's like player safety, not a concern, as they put the turf back. I'm like, good grief, what?
Well, it's a rage bait account. That's all it is. It's like that SEC Mike account that we talked about. Or we haven't talked about it yet, but he put out his QB rankings, and he's got Jared Curtis listed at number 16, and then he has Faison Brandon, who also has not played nor has been named the starter of Tennessee football, at number 9.
Yeah.
So what the hell?
Yeah, I don't really get that. Sorry, reading a text there. But we're good. But I we'll talk about that probably tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I didn't. Yeah, that didn't make any sense to me because neither one of them have played a game, and I don't think Jared Curtis has been named the starter either.
No, I mean it's a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, I would assume, but we'll see. But I don't. Yeah, that. But again, it's list season, and it gives us something to debate and talk about. And all of that.
Couple more weeks.
2636. Viking Matt, welcome back, Chase. Good to hear your voice. Well, thank you, Viking Matt. Good to be back.
Are these all your burners? Are you just texting into your?
No, these are our, what we like to call our season ticket holders. That are loyal listeners.
Two-tone till I die.
Yeah. Two-tone till I die. No, Viking is skull till he dies.
Yeah, I know he is.
I will say it was a preseason game, but I went to a Vikings game in Minnesota at the US Bank Stadium.
Yeah.
That is a really cool atmosphere.
I've heard
it is
really
a
big,
super cool atmosphere. Like it's loud, and they got the big skull horn thing.
Well, I'm petitioning they bring
skull.
I'm petitioning they inherit the Norway thing with the boat.
Oh yeah,
they should bring that in. Yeah,
that would be
just
cool.
like I'm petitioning that your Braves inherit the Michael Harris chants.
I met those guys.
Did you?
Yeah. So they were there because I was at that game against the Cardinals, and I saw them, and they came in the gift shop when I was buying the really cool baby blue, Braves hat.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, y'all are the England guys? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, so they were, and he like, after the game, they want his jersey. And he's like, I can't do that. And he gives him the hat. It was kind of cool.
Though,
but you can tell he's like, why did these guys like me?
I didn't know why they like. I mean, he's having a good season, but
yeah, he's a good player. But I love Michael Harris, but I mean, it's just really funny that they have like
baseball's coming home.
Well, because I was again talking to Rick about this, and I think I'm going to turn this into like a series on YouTube of me watching the Premier League and picking a team. Because I'm getting into it a little bit more now.
Yeah.
But I don't have a team. And everybody's like, oh, follow, Man City or Man U or Chelsea or,
I
whatever.
picked Man City because I saw them play here one time.
That was kind of like Tottenham played here, and I was kind of into them. But
I'm not like, I don't really care.
I know like Koharski's really into it.
I think he's Chelsea.
I think that's right. Dr. Crane's into it.
Yeah, he's Italy though.
Yeah, well, I know, but still, like any of them.
Yeah,
I think I want to just focus on the Premier League and then pick a team.
Yeah, well,
could be fun.
If you pick, if you're a Cowboys guy, you could go Man United, or basically the Cowboys of Premier League soccer.
Yeah,
like that team that's.
But see, I don't the Cowboys are really the only major mainstream team. I mean, I guess the Braves were America's team back in the day, so
Yeah, but I always tell people this about baseball. Nashville is comprised of 4 fan bases in baseball: Cubs, Cardinals, Braves, Reds.
Yeah.
Those are the 4.
Yeah, I would agree.
And then you have some
You have some
stragglers.
Yankees,
Some Yankees are
Sox.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Those, but Phillies,
Yeah.
which
I would agree.
they
I would
should
agree.
leave.
I saw somebody the other day walking around wearing like an Angels hat, and I'm like, good for you.
That'd be like watching someone wear like an Arizona Cardinals hat or something.
I mean, one
Credit
of my
to
best
you.
friends is a Cardinals fan, or not a Diamondbacks fan.
Credit to them.
Yeah. So
Someone's
feel
got
like
to pick the little guy.
I feel like I'm obligated to show up in my Guardians jersey tomorrow now.
you actually have the Guardians?
Yes,
And
I have both. I have the Indians
Okay.
jersey, Edwin Encarnacion, and then I have the Guardians
Nice.
one.
Okay. I just went there. That was fun. I did notice that I think a majority of people still going to the games are wearing Indian stuff.
They should.
Yeah, it's the classic.
Yeah, I mean,
it's been the name for over 100 years.
I've noticed that they've now started, like, when referring, there was a few times that they just call them Cleveland, but then they actually said Indians. I'm like, okay, good.
I'm
Like,
gonna
I
get you
still
a Rick
refer to us
Vaughn.
as the tribe. But
Yeah,
I still say go tribe.
yeah,
Like it's not.
yeah.
I'm gonna get you a Rick Vaughn jersey. How's that sound?
Ooh, okay.
I saw a Jake Taylor jersey,
Nice.
and I was more excited about that. I was like, all right, we got
Nice.
people know there are more than one character in the movie.
Yeah. Roger Dorn.
Yeah, Roger Dorn. I met him. He's like, there was one day he was here for before the Ville. It was like a Christian station called The Light, and he was doing something with it.
Dorn.
Yeah, and I walked out and I was like, "Are you Corbin Burnson?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Roger Dorn?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Can I get a picture?"
that is a perfect movie.
He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I freaking love you. This is awesome."
that's a perfect movie.
Oh, so good.
Major League.
Coming up next, John McClain going to join us from Houston. We'll talk a lot of stuff with him. We'll do that next. Chasing Big Joe, 105 The Game. Hour number 2 or 3, Chase and Big Joe 102.5 The Game. Chase McCabe, Connor Nute, Brandon Bigsby with you on this Monday. I have been looking forward to this for dang near 2 weeks. John McClain joins us now. Hello, John.
What's going on? That's a lot of pressure, Chase. Let me tell you.
Well, you know what? I've missed talking to you. You know, I had a little vacation. As you can imagine, this is the time of year to get it done and to do that and kind of unwind. But I missed our conversations on Monday, so good to have you on.
Well, thank you, and I hope you've been unwound.
I have. I feel really good. Let's start with the big news of the Seahawks selling for $9.6 billion. We know there are 3 franchises worth over $10 billion. This one just under it. I wasn't surprised, but I was surprised at the same time. What about you?
Well, I was surprised because I thought it would hit $10 billion. The Lakers went for $10 billion, and we're talking about the NFL, not the NBA. And I think the next one, based on the last 2 that have sold, Washington and Denver, next one will probably be 12, 13, 14. Can you imagine if the Cowboys ever decided to sell, considering they are the most valuable franchise in the world, what the Cowboys would bring?
They might go for 20.
You don't make money. This guy, and I can't even pronounce their names, they're not going to make money, but the appreciation of the franchise. That's why they get into it. And it's amazing to me because they're doing it for their kids. Because when you're in your 70s and you're buying teams, you know, you could have time to have a little fun, I guess, but you're really doing it for your kids and the amount of money that those things will bring in the future. People believe, Chase, that the franchise fee for American Football League teams like the Houston Oilers was $25,000. I read that all the time. No, there was no franchise fee. Every team put in $25,000 to establish a league office in New York City with a commissioner and a staff. That's where the $25,000 went that Bud Adams told me about multiple times. And I'll bet you sometimes when Amy Adams Trump is thinking about the value of her franchise and what her daddy got it for, to be a member of the Foolish Club, that I told all of them, you're fools for spending this kind of money, $25,000 in 1959, to get a football team in a league that will go out of business because it can't compete with the National Football League. It's got to just blow our mind to think about how far those franchises have come. Same with the Seahawks.
So with that said, I threw this out earlier, and I know it's far-fetched, but I'm just kind of looking at, the values, and I compared it to a house. Like, you look at the values of the houses on your street, and if one sells, it's going to help your value or could hurt your value. And with the Seahawks going for close to 10, you've basically seen the last 3 teams that have sold, it's been a little bit more. After the Super Bowl, so sometime around 2031, should she look at it? Should she consider it? Especially if her team has more success than they've ever had. And you can apply this to other owners as well, but she's always been steadfast in saying, I'm not selling the team. This was our father's team. We're going to keep this. But with the values that are there, do you think Amy and others might consider it?
Amy Adams Trump will never sell that franchise as long as she's in charge of it, for the exact reason that she's always said, because of her dad, what it meant to Bud. And, it's not like she's hurting for money.
Sure.
And Bud Adams showed me one time, I was in his office, and I can't remember what it was for, because he didn't invite me to his office very often. But he pulled out big old long yellow notepad, and he had the base salaries of every player and coach their first year in 1960. And he told me, and it was after Hugh Culverhouse had sold the Buccaneers, and it just, the taxes on the sale just killed his family. And Bud told me that he and Lamar Hunt had good attorneys that told them in the 70s what they needed to do because the time came that their families were going to inherit franchises and to not be wiped out by taxes like Culverhouse's family was. So Bud didn't have to worry about that. Amy won't have to worry about that. But you can imagine when the time comes, and there are members of families, like right here, there was a nasty battle brewing. Cal McNair's brother, Kerry McNair, tried to have his mother declared mentally incompetent in court so he could take over and he could sell the franchise. But she won in court because she's not mentally incompetent. And they changed a lot of the stuff, and you'll see kind of renegades in the family trying to do things. Something came up with the Chargers a few years ago where a sister or a brother, I think it was a sister from the Spanos family, wanted to sell the franchise and was trying to get her hands on it. But you can't blame people because of the money that's involved. But I know Jerry Jones told me one time his franchise would never be sold. He said because his kids, his grandkids, he had, I don't know, decreed it or wanted them involved and they'd agreed, but the Cowboys would never, ever be sold. Although I'll say this, as Bob McNair didn't find out because he died in 18, you cannot fight from the grave.
This is true.
John McClain is with us. And John, I don't know if you've seen this, but NFL coaches, executives, and scouts have ranked position groups pretty much all week. And today, the quarterback list came out. I'm looking at it right now, and Houston's very own C.J. Stroud is listed at number 20. I'm curious of how much the narrative surrounding him in the playoffs last season is really hurting his ranking right now. And can he change that this season?
Well, of course he can, Nick. I mean, the fact is, he was terrible in the New England playoff game. But in four previous playoff games, after the 23 and 24 season, he played well. So it's not like he's a perennial bad playoff quarterback. Also, the fact that their offensive line gets rebuilt every year because it's never very good, and they don't have a running game last season, that should help him. But I would think it'd be somewhere 15 or 16 because Davis Mills, as a backup, was 3-0. He was really good, and he came off the bench to engineer one of the greatest comebacks in team history in a victory here over Jacksonville. So if you're grading quarterbacks overall, that ought to count for something. But I think at this point, no matter where the Texans are rated, they're going to go up.
John, overall in the AFC South, it's a pretty comparable group in terms of quarterbacks. How can Cam Ward emerge from that group and become the guy to lead that division?
If he has better players around him, you have better coaching, better play calling. That's the way you make the quarterback better. You give him better players and better coaches, and that's what holds back a lot of the times. A lot of times, quarterbacks are affected by instability. You hope that with Robert Saleh coming in, he'll be there for a long time, and his assistants he's bringing in will be there for a long time, because that kind of stability will certainly help Ward.
We'll have more with John McClain coming up next. Chasing Big Joe on a Monday, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Monday. Big Joe with the week off. Nick Frazier off today as well. Connor Nute sitting alongside, and we continue with John McClain down there in Houston. John, are we about to see the return of Aaron Donald? Do we have John?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry about that.
No worries.
They found him working out the other day. I don't know if it was a drone shot or a helicopter shot. It was over their practice field, and he were working out on the practice field. And I don't think that he's been working out over at their facility. He stays in great shape. There's always things on the internet where you'll see him lifting these incredible amounts of weight. And but he was out on the field. Why would he be out on the field if he wasn't planning it? Now, it hasn't been done because he may figure out he can't get back in playing shape the way he wanted, can't do it quick enough, but it sure looks like it's a good possibility.
Well, and I've seen Devontae Adams posted a picture of him, and others have basically teased at it. I mean, even if they used him as a situational guy, it doesn't hurt. I mean, I think he's 35, he's been out of the league for 2 years, 3 years, something like that. I mean, I still think even at 35 after not playing, maybe not at 100%, he's still going to be effective.
Absolutely he is, and that's what he would be. They wouldn't expect him to come in and start and play and take double and triple teams, which he shouldn't have to do with Myles Garrett. They should play him next to Garrett and have both those guys rushing together. And I'm guessing if he comes back, that's what the plan is. Even though he's great against the run, he's a tremendous pass rusher, which was hard to determine considering how many players blocked him. That's another thing about Myles Garrett. He got blocked by so many people. He seldom had a fourth quarter lead in which he could abandon the run, and he still set the all-time sack record. I can't wait to see Myles Garrett play with the Rams this season.
Something I wanted to, we kind of talked about at the beginning of the World Cup with, all these stadiums having to put grass down for the World Cup. Now the ones that are done, they're ripping it up and putting the turf back in the stadiums that already had it. Do you think, because a lot of players have said, we'd rather play on grass, why not leave it down? Is this something that's going to work its way into the next round of CBA discussions, or is it just something that they're always going to talk about, even though the stadiums and the teams are going to decide to do whatever they want to do?
Well, there are some teams that have grass fields, and players would always rather play on grass. If free agents went to teams that have grass fields and kind of tilt the NFL, which has never happened, players are going to go where they get the most money, even if they had to play in a parking lot, because it's all about money.
Yep.
And I don't blame them. They want to win. Ideally, you win your Super Bowl, then you get paid by your team or another team. But I hear the excuse that stadiums are so expensive that the owners have to have other events there to help them offset the money they put into the stadium. And my response is they have concerts in other countries. They have concerts. I've noticed, I think it's Real Madrid has a stadium in which the new grass goes underneath the ground and other grass pops up, and that's what they have other events on. Then you push a button and all that grass goes underground and the real grass comes out for the soccer players. Until they are willing to strike, which they haven't done since '87, but until they're willing to strike, they may not get that kind of concession. Remember, guys, the owners run the NFL. The players run baseball. The players run basketball. And the owners proved in '87 when they had their strike, they'll let the players stay out all year if they need to. They just go get replacement players and continue to play games that counted in the standings.
John McClain is with us. John, I'm curious of your thoughts on the Pittsburgh Steelers this season. Obviously, they have Aaron Rodgers returning for what I assume is probably his last ride They add Michael Pittman at receiver. You still got DK Metcalf back there. Is this a team that can truly compete in the AFC and maybe for a playoff spot, or is it going to be more of the same?
They can compete for a playoff. They made the playoffs last year. They were 10-7 in Rodgers' first season. They got lucky that the Bengals and the Ravens were not nearly as good as they usually are. Joe Burrow's hurt. And the fact is Lamar Jackson was hurt. If those guys come back and they're healthy and they play the way they're capable, the Steelers are going to finish third and Cleveland should finish fourth. But the Steelers are going to be looking for a quarterback after next season like so many other teams will. So it's kind of going to be a last hurrah.
Keeping it in that same division, John, I'm curious about the Cincinnati Bengals as well. Still don't have that offensive line help, but it sounds like things are a lot better coming out of that organization, and they expect to compete this year. Do you really think that Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins can elevate this team to a playoff spot and maybe get back to the Super Bowl this season?
To a playoff spot, yes. I don't see them as a Super Bowl team. Don't think their defense or their offensive line is good enough, but they got a great passing game, as you guys know. Their running game is okay. Nothing else. But as long as he's healthy, that's all that matters because he's probably one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL. Problem is they get off the slow starts or he gets hurt. There's just something always there. It seems like it derails the Bengals. Now, I think his 30 are going to be 30. That's when a lot of quarterbacks are just starting to hit their stride. But the Bengals definitely are a contender to win the AFC North. But I don't see them either don't see them as a Super Bowl contender.
He did say this is the most talented roster that we've had since I've been here. I mean, I know they made it to the Super Bowl and they came very close to winning that. But with the way the Bengals operate, they typically have a lower payroll. I mean, is he going to have to get out of there to really have a legitimate chance in your mind?
Well, I know he's not going to get out of there because they could, you could franchise the player. You're not going to do it a third year, but you can do it 2 years. Then you create all kind of bad blood. And they paid him a lot of money. They re-signed his receivers that he wanted to re-sign. And they make a lot of mistakes based on money. They could have signed Trey Hendrickson 3 years ago to an extension in which he would still be playing. The Bengals have always been the cheapest organization with the smallest scouting staff, smallest coaching staffs. Now, they improved when Katie Blackburn, her dad is Mike Brown, started taking a bigger role and they started paying more money. But they're still not in that upper echelon, and it's maddening for their fans to know that every year. But they have been now to 3 Super Bowls, and I'll tell you what, that's 3 more than my team, the Texans, have been to.
And 2 more than the Titans. So, I mean, it certainly means something. What I was going to ask too earlier, and I forgot, was going back to the Seahawks, that they put it on the market right after they won the Super Bowl. How much did those Super Bowl wins add to the value of a franchise?
Now that's hard to say. I think that once it came out that Paul Allen's will said that his sister had to sell both franchises, including the Trailblazers and the buildings, and give all the money away, that, teams started letting NFL teams, billionaires started letting the NFL know we're interested in that team. A bunch of them were interested in Washington, a bunch of them were interested in Denver, and there were 2, and we don't know every single thing that goes on behind the scenes there, but I just can't, I just don't think so. People like that, are they interested in winning? They've won in every business they've done, or they wouldn't be multiple billionaires. But yeah, I'm sure this new family wants to win, but mainly they want to make money because that's what they're great at.
Well, adding to that, John, let's say the Titans, like we were kind of talking about in our hypothetical, in a perfect world, they go to the Super Bowl in Nashville. Would that increase the value of them trying to sell that team being a Super Bowl in their city that they won?
Well, they're not going to be trying to sell it, so it's a moot point. But I don't think winning a Super Bowl has anything to do with the price tag of a franchise because it can change so quickly. It's not like the Seahawks going to are in position to win 2 or 3 in a row. The only team that can do that was New England because they had the greatest player in NFL history, which has been proved, and Tom Brady. And I don't think we'll ever see a team dominate again. I'll be shocked if Seattle wins another Super Bowl. It's amazing me when you're a multi-billionaire. And I remember you can buy a team when you're a multi-millionaire, then 100 millionaires. Now, if you're 100 millionaires, don't even apply. Millionaires, multi-millionaires, don't waste our time. You've got to be multi-billionaires. And those people operate in a different stratosphere than the rest of us, the things they do to make their money, and then they get it. And what else let's see, what else can we do? What else can we achieve? Oh, I need this ego massage. Let me apply for an NFL franchise. And the price of doing business is still going to continue to climb. I remember when the Texans got the expansion team in 2002, and Bob McNair was having to pay $800 million for his stadium and his franchise. Everybody thought he was nuts.
Well, it worked out for him. That's for sure. John, appreciate the time as always. We'll talk to you next week.
Guys, my pleasure. Thank you very much as always.
John McClain joins us every Monday at 2:00 down there in Houston. We'll react to some of that. And then I also just saw something come across the Twitter wire that I wanted to discuss real quick. We'll do that next. Chasing Big Joe with Connor Nute, Brandon Bigsby, and me, Chasing McCabe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, The Game on this Monday. Appreciate John McClain for joining us. If you miss anything, subscribe to the Chasing Big Joe podcast, wherever you get your podcast. You can also go to thegamenashville.com and find everything there, or the YouTube channel. Multiple options to watch and listen to this show and to this station. We like that, don't we, Connor Nute?
We do. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about something.
Get your head out of the gutter.
Well, I'm thinking about something.
Stop thinking about golf.
Well, I want everyone to commit on the air.
That's right.
To listening to this show.
That's right. Please do that. And our phone and text line driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com, 615-737-1025, broadcasting from the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is always about great service. Something I saw during the John McClain interview that Pro Football Talk had put out there. We know that ESPN now runs the NFL Network, and we've seen, they've re-upped Rappaport and a few other talent. They announced today Adam Schefter, who is a graduate of the NFL Network and has obviously been with ESPN a long time. He is re-upped, but it appears that they are saying good night to the syndicated version of Good Morning Football. So I don't know what does that mean? The syndicated version of the show debuted in 24 and after an extended hiatus. Yeah. I mean, I liked the original version with Kay Adams, Schrager and Burleson and
who was the other one?
It was Kyle Brandt.
Yeah.
Who was at the Titans uniform unveil. So, I mean, I hate to see, and I didn't mind the current one, but like, I hate to see it go because it was a good show. Like, if you just wanted football, and I will admit, I Get Up has grown on me on ESPN. I think it has kind of evolved, and then First Take, but I enjoyed Good Morning Football. I like the original cast.
Yeah, it's still fine now. You have some good stuff. It's hard to watch in the summers because there's nothing going on, but during the season, it's a good show. I'm with you. I like the original cast way better. I thought, especially Peter Schrager, I thought he did a really good job on that show. What does syndicated mean? What is that?
It says I guess the show's not necessarily going away. So it says Front Office Sports reports that the new owner operator of the NFL Network has decided not to bring back the syndicated version of Good Morning Football for a third year. The syndicated version of the show debuted in 2024 after an extended hiatus and a relocation of production from New York to LA. The main show shrank from 3 hours to 2, with the 2-hour syndicated show taped after the conclusion of the primary production. It's unclear whether the show will return to its original 3-hour format once the 2-hour version goes away. So I guess the show's still
they're just shrinking it, basically.
I guess, because Seth Rollins has been on it a lot, which I actually think he does a really good job.
He does a good job. He hosts Rich Eisen, too.
Yeah.
He was with Rich the other day.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's clearly planning for post-wrestling.
Yeah.
He'll do well. I mean, I think he'll be great.
He'll be great at media. Yeah. I don't think he goes Hollywood. He goes media for sure. But I don't know. I'm kind of confused by the format thing. Is it like McAfee? How like McAfee goes for 2 hours on ESPN and then he continues over on YouTube for another 2 hours?
Yeah.
Okay. That's weird. Okay.
But I mean, he's making gobs of money on YouTube.
50 million, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't blame him there, but so I guess it's not going away. But the syndicated part.
It's not the same though.
Yeah.
Like it was like I thought Kay Adams did a good job. Where is she? She does her own like
she does like her
thing.
own
yeah. Schrager, I think he's with ESPN still, I think, right?
Yeah.
Burleson's with CBS.
And then I think Kyle Brandt is now with ESPN.
Yeah. And then Burleson is on CBS, which Burleson, he actually does a good job with things outside of football too. Like he was on the March Madness coverage this past year, and he actually did an okay job on that.
Yeah.
He wasn't a 1. Like they tried to make him a 1 and he's not, but he still did a good job. So I don't know. That's kind of weird news. I'm not necessarily disappointed by it because I don't,
Well, I guess I don't understand the difference.
Yeah, I don't either. That's weird to me.
Yeah. So I just thought that was interesting. And then, Shefty getting an extension. They're bringing the Golics back, which I think is interesting
That's
for
good.
ESPN Radio. So it's kind of
Bring back Mike and Mike. That was childhood.
I don't think that'll ever happen. I
don't think the Mikes like each other.
I think Greeny burnt that bridge.
Yeah, he did.
Which, I mean, look, he's doing okay with Get Up. So
yeah.
And all the
now I'm
other
just thinking
stuff
about all
that he
the
does.
old ESPN shows.
Oh, I know.
Dan
Back in the day.
Lebitard, he had highly questionable with his dad, and it was like
Lebitard's had the whole thing with Stu Gods.
Yep.
That the guy's been off the show for a year. His name stayed on the show. Now it's off the show.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't make up or
It
something.
was the old schedule. It was it was PTI, then highly questionable, and then Around the Horn came on.
Yep.
Sports Nation before that.
And
too.
Sports
Nation. That was a good show. And then this may be before you guys. This was like the predecessor to First Take, but Cold Pizza.
I don't remember that.
Cold Pizza was basically First Take.
Okay.
It was very similar. Yeah. And it had, Stephen A. and what's his name? Skip. And I want to say Lebitard was on it some, but
I liked Lebitard.
Yeah.
He was good.
Woody from from Around the Horn was on.
Who always looked like he's about to just wither off into the heavens.
Yeah. So those were the days.
But we're keeping NBA Today on that no one watches.
Those are some of my earliest sports memories, genuinely. Like when I was a kid, before I even was in school, my dad would read me the sports section out of the newspaper and turn on ESPN, and it would be Cold Pizza, Jim Rome is Burning, Around the Horn, PTI, and Sports Center. That was like our 3 to 6 routine when I was a kid.
Yep. Well, those were good back in the day.
I don't remember that. I was a little younger. I'm a little younger than all you guys.
Yeah, you're a little a young blood. But that's all right. You do a good job. We're proud of you.
I try my best. I love Tennessee. That was on a commercial the other day, and I thought of you and Dr. Crane when that came on. It was like some senator running in Tennessee, and Don came on. I love the state of Tennessee.
Oh,
it's great.
Yeah.
I thought of you and Dr. Crane.
Yeah, I've seen that one too. Anywho, 615-737-1025. So did you guys do birthdays last week, or did he take that to the morning show?
He took it to the morning show.
Okay.
So what we did is we play our game on Saturdays called Where Are They Now?
Oh.
Which is, I think you would really like it.
I'm willing to give it a shot.
Okay. We'll play it coming up next.
Yeah, we got a few minutes, but
yeah,
I'm just saying,
so
like
I'd
be willing to do that.
Okay, so how it works is we don't really keep points like celebrity birthdays just because it's a little complicated, but we kind of just go around. Everyone gets 3 players across sports, current or former, and you list the career path. So for example, if I were to bring up, okay, this player plays basketball, started his career for the Cleveland Cavs, then went to the Miami Heat, then back to the Cavs, then to the Lakers.
LeBron.
There you go. It's fun. The listeners really like it.
So I guess who the player is.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
It's called.
I'm down.
It's fun. A lot of people last week really liked it. So it used to be a different game. That's why it was called Where Are They Now? Because we used to do like, okay, I'll give you a player. You got to guess where they are. So, and it got really complicated. Like it was like.
Yeah, I remember hearing that part.
We simplified it.
Well, that's good.
It's a lot more fun.
I mean,
not that it wasn't fun before.
Simple is typically fun. And our question of the day earlier that we got good answers on were, the perfect movie. A League of Their Own.
That's a good
one that was
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, a lot of Tom Hanks movies. The original animated Pinocchio, The Green Mile.
Tom Hanks.
Back to the Future, which started this whole conversation.
Amen.
Shawshank Redemption, which is a good one.
Cars. Where's Cars in this conversation? Cars is perfect, man. It's one of my
Cars
favorite.
is a great movie.
It's my first movie.
That was going to be my answer, was Cars, and I'm not joking.
No, it's perfect movie.
You know what's so funny to me is because Cars is Pixar.
Yeah.
And like that's your Like that's your childhood, and then the original Toy Story was mine.
Yeah.
Like, I was 8 when the original Toy Story came out.
I was 2 when Cars came out, and we saw it in a drive-in movie theater, which I don't think they have those anymore.
They do somewhere.
Here?
I think yeah, they're well, it may have closed. There was one out in Dixon, but I don't know if
Okay.
it's still there. Brandy says The Princess Bride.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. You see, I am proud of you. As young as you may be,
This is
you've seen good movies.
I shocked Willie on Friday because we
Tombstone.
I love Tombstone's
That's
one of
great.
my favorites. We rotate music every day. So I had it Friday. My theme was songs from movies. So I play like Top Gun and Back to the Future, and I played Austin Powers for him, which is another perfect movie.
That's a good one.
And he was like super impressed that I knew all these 80s and 90s movies. I was like, Willie, I am not like some young sunshine that only watches modern day film. Like I study up. I know my stuff.
Yeah, you do. You 100% do, and I'm very proud of you on that. All right, so coming up next, we will play Where Are They Now?
Okay.
We
Do
will
I have to tell
that.
you what day it is? I can do that.
Yeah, and what day it is. I
Okay.
need to know. I need to know what day it is.
I will tell you what day it is.
We will do that next. Chasing Big Joe, 105 The Game. All right, Brando. Chasing Big Joe 102.5 The Game here on this Monday. DVD coming your way next, as they will talk about the big stories of the weekend. Run everything by me. It'll be good. And you're going to be producing that, so that you'll have a lot of fun with that.
Yep. Can't wait.
Thomas in Nashville says there was a drive-in in Watertown called Stardust Drive-In. I watched Top Gun Maverick there. Thanks, guys. Okay, good to know.
Good to know. I'll have to head out there because I feel like it adds to the aura if you're there.
Yeah.
As the kids say.
I haven't been to a drive-in in forever.
I haven't been to the movies in forever. I've reached the point now where I really only go if it's something I absolutely have to see.
Mm-hmm. I'm the same way.
Like the Odyssey.
I go more
comes
like
out in
my
a couple
girlfriend
weeks.
likes movies and going to the movies, so that's gotten me back into it.
Yeah.
But
my dad dragged me to He-Man a couple weeks ago.
So yeah.
Which
I don't really have any interest in that.
Is fine. I'll probably go to the Odyssey in a couple weeks, which looks awesome.
Yeah, that does look cool. Plus, I like Matt Damon.
And Spider-Man. That'll be good.
Justin says Pixar came from ILM, which was George Lucas' special effects company that he started because of Star Wars. It was the name of the computer that they created special effects on. I had no idea.
You learn something new every day.
That's cool. With that, let's get to what day is it, and then where are they now?
Okay. I guess I'm Dr. Crane today.
You are.
Today is Beef Tallow Day, which I'm not exactly
Don't know exactly what that is, but all right.
I have a general idea. It's Embrace Your Geekness Day, which is every day for me. Gruntle Workers Day, which we never have here. There are never any gruntled workers here. International Town Criers Day. National Barbershop Music Appreciation Day, which, fun fact, Connor Nute was, in fact, in a barbershop musical group.
I'm not shocked.
And performed at a wedding and was
I
paid
am
very
not
handsomely
surprised.
for this.
I can see you with a bow tie and
the hat.
Oh yeah.
It happened.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Yeah, I can.
It
I can
happened.
see you doing that. You're like Homer Simpson and the B Sharps.
It's National Franken Beans Day. National
Pause.
Yeah. National Delaware Day. National Paul Day, like the guy Paul. So,
well, if your name is Paul, shout out to you.
Shout out Paul Kaharski.
What's up, PK?
And it is National Rock Day, not the music, the actual thing. Rocks.
Not the jabroni beaten.
Well, it needs to be
the most electrifying man in sports
it
entertainment
needs to be
today.
National Rock Day back on WWE television because
Yeah,
the movie thing's not working out for him too well right now.
I would agree with that. I would. You know who else should probably consider WWE at this point? Conor McGregor.
Can he get in a ring without tearing anything?
I don't know. The one of my favorite memes on that was Conor McGregor entering the octagon and it's Vince running down to the ring where he slides in and tears them both.
There's a Shane one too.
And Shane did that against The Miz. Shane actually did it jumping and doing something athletic.
Yeah.
Vince literally was sliding in the ring.
Speaking of quickly, I was watching Punk talk about, he was on Stephanie's podcast talking about how he wrote the pipe bomb, and he said, I wanted to talk about Paul and Brock and how they screwed me over, and he said in the Vince voice, no, I want you to talk about my daughter. He's like, okay, I will.
I can totally hear that. Okay, where are they now? Birthdays will return
when Joe returns.
But so for those of you that are all excited that they're gone, they're not gone. They're
not
coming back.
They're gone. Well, not gone. They're on vacation, as we all are. Okay, so for our first one, I will go to the hardwood for our first contestant. Started with the Toronto Raptors, then over to the Orlando Magic, then to the Houston Rockets, New York Knicks, Detroit Pistons, and finished up with the Atlanta Hawks.
What was that first team again?
Toronto Raptors.
I know this one.
Does Chase McCabe know?
All right, say it again.
Toronto Raptors, Orlando Magic, Houston Rockets, New York Knicks, Detroit Pistons, Atlanta Hawks.
I have no idea.
Do you know
Vince Carter?
Nope.
Really?
Well, he played like for 20 teams. So it's a retired guy?
It is retired. He finished up in 2012.
I would have no idea.
You're going to kick yourself. It is Tracy McGrady.
Okay.
Wrong cousin.
All right.
All right. Brando, do you have one?
I do. All right, we're going to go to the NFL for this one. I'm also
Okay.
going to give the draft pick and draft year. This player played at Baylor out of college and was a second-round pick in the 2012 supplemental draft.
Oh,
Played with the Cleveland Browns, the New England Patriots, the Seattle Seahawks,
I know this one.
the Kansas City Chiefs, the Tennessee Titans, and then finished off his career with the Seattle Sea Dragons in the XFL.
I know this one. But I want to see if
So
Chase
he
can get
played
it.
for the Titans.
Didn't actually play for the Titans. He was on their practice squad.
In 2022, that was his last NFL team.
Oh. It was from Baylor.
He likes the good stuff. We'll just say that.
The good?
Mm-hmm. The devil's lettuce.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Do you want position?
Yeah.
Wide
Wide
receiver.
Oh, this is killing me. I do know
You can
this.
tell you know it.
Yeah.
I know. I totally. You said Seahawks?
Yeah, he played the Seahawks from 2019 to 2020.
Because I remember when they signed that guy and we were like, why? I don't know. I give up.
Josh Norman.
Josh Norman.
Yeah.
Josh Gordon.
Gordon, yeah.
Gordon.
Yeah,
Did I say Norman?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
said
Josh
Gordon. Gordon.
Yeah.
Do you
That's
have one,
right.
Chase?
I guess I was supposed to come up with one, wasn't I?
It's okay. I have one ready if you're not.
Go ahead.
All right. We're going to the diamond here. Cincinnati Reds, Arizona Diamondbacks, Washington Nationals, Chicago White Sox, and finished up with the Oakland Athletics. He is also your doppelganger.
My doppelganger?
Your doppelganger.
Adam Dunn.
Yes. You do look.
When you said White Sox, that's who I thought. I forgot about the Diamondbacks.
I thought he played for the Braves at one point,
No.
but he did not.
Hang on. I think I have one. I have one for you. This may be a little before both of you, but we'll see.
That's the fun. We get a lot of that.
Texas Rangers,
Okay.
Atlanta Braves,
Mhm.
Los Angeles Angels, and finish with the New York Yankees.
This is probably a deep pull that neither one of us know.
He played with the Yankees for the longest.
Why do I want to say A-Rod, but he didn't say
No.
Mariners?
No,
Is it Swisher?
nope. Played first base.
First base. Okay.
Rangers, Braves for about a year and a half, Angels for half a year, Yankees for a long time.
You've got me on this one.
Yeah, that's a
Does
good one.
Vengen know? No. Mark Teixeira.
I would have never
Ah,
gotten
good
that in a
pull.
million years.
I saw him hit a grand slam in Cincinnati, Ohio,
Nice.
actually, for the Braves. So there you go. Okay, you may have to come in and do this if Frazier with Frazier tomorrow. This could be fun.
Yeah. He moves. We move a lot quicker.
Yeah. Well, now that I kind of know what to do, because
Yeah.
I've heard you guys do this, but now that I'm actually doing it, it's different.
Frazier's
So,
in tomorrow, you said?
maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. That is going to do it for us here today. And Joe's not here to deliver the message, but obviously the message is the same. You can go to our page on thegamenashville.com/Chase and Big Joe and click on the Unity Cares link. We want you here. We need you here. We want you feeling good. We know that sometimes it can be a struggle, but we're here for you and you can talk to us. And as Joe always says, remember that we love you and God loves you as well. Peace, love, rock and roll. Thank you, Connor. Thank you, Brando. DVD coming your way next.